Good morning. It is Transformational Tuesday or Transformation Tuesday. Can you all hear me okay? We are going to celebrate transformation. How do we do it? We're going to find out about Transformation Tuesday. Let's see what we can learn. And we're going to think about Barbie. Barbie is a leading factor. As little girls, we all played with Barbie. And for some reason, I only played with my sister's Barbies. Because I wasn't really into Barbies like that. But now, as I learned about Barbie, I learned to be able to know that Barbie could do anything. I've absolutely appreciated how long Barbie has been in existence. Over some 60 years, we've seen Barbie change careers. We've seen Barbie be able to transform. Now, if you think about it, it is widely known that Barbie has transformed into a lot of things. Now, we're talking about a toy. I'm trying to let you come in. And Barbie is anything and everything to women around the world. We want, as women, to be transforming in our lives. We've done series on men. We're talking to the women now, and we're asking the question today: if Barbie can do any and everything, what can you transform your life into? Trish, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm not hearing you very loudly, so do you want to adjust your mic? If you can. Please and thank you. Now, say something. Good morning.
Good morning.
I can hear you. We want to say good morning to everyone as we celebrate Transformation Tuesday or Tuesday Transformation. What has Barbie brought to the world of so many women? What has Barbie been able to speak loudly in volume? Thinking about this thought, even if you can't make it perfect, you can make it better. We're going to hit on a lot of things, no pun intended, as to our discussion today. So we hope that you will send this to every woman, every girl, every girlfriend that you know. because Barbie has been 65 years in the making. And when we think about all the careers that Barbie has, what does it say to you as a woman? Trish, you have anything you want to say on that?
Yes. Um, Barbie has instilled in me when I was younger. She's instilled in me that I can be anything, and it doesn't have to be just one one sort of stereotypical type thing for the women in society. I can be who I want to be. A doctor, a lawyer, a lifeguard, I could be anything. And that right there to me, it inspired me to not just think of, oh, I want to be just a model. I it made me expand my mindset into what I possibly can be good at and things like that.
Thank you for that. Since Barbie has come into the lives of so many, it's been since 1959. Now, when we think about Barbie's jobs, there have been over 250 careers. Okay. And we can really appreciate that women have become so many things, from staying at home, taking care of the kids, to cooking meals, to being able to not just stay there, but transform her life into so many careers. What does that say about you women today? Many women, and I'm sure that this thought, as people looked at Barbie, people have thought about it. That's a doll, a very popular doll, but it is saying something similar. Did you catch it? There's a song about living in a Barbie world, being a part of that world. But in the real world, you can be anything. It never shows that Barbie is abused. It never shows that Barbie is defied, defeated. But it always shows Barbie being adventurous. I want to talk to you women about your situation right now. I don't know your situation right now. Whomever you are, or wherever you live, whatever your beliefs are, here's what I do know. And this is top of the message that I want to say about Barbie, because you've never seen her defeated in any kind of way. If you are in a relationship of domestic violence, please, Trish, put up the number for that. You can be undefeated. We have a podcast already about that. But I want to tell you something about Barbie. You never saw her in a negative light. What does that mean? The makers of Barbie, Mattel Company, really thought this through. Would you guys not say that? They really thought it through. Why have they thought it through? Because when they came up with the idea, they realized that time changes, right? You standing there with the wounds, your wounds. You can change that. You can let your wounds be a part of something better. Many real women have been beaten. Many real women have had to survive some of the most heinous situations. And yet they will tell you that they survived it. Now, you've never saw Barbie in a situation. Why? Because we know the logo for Barbie is Barbie can be and do anything. So if a doll is made to change over the period of time, what are you capable of doing? You know, many of us say, well, that's just a doll, but many of us have played with Barbies. I used to sneak and play with my sister's Barbies. Or if she didn't want me to tell certain things, she would let me play with them. She had a lot of Barbies and still has saved them all these years. So they're basically collectibles. Every girl that has had that experience has to see beyond that. We can make Barbie do anything. Barbie has friends. You know, Skipper. Barbie has even positive men in her life. Ken. Now, the makers have not chosen to keep Barbie one way because that would be boring. I had the opportunity, and Trish and I, we've talked about this. I had the opportunity because I'm starting a new hobby to look at Barbies. You know, Mattel had to think about, okay, times are changing. Let's give attention to some black Barbies. And I'm going to tell you something. Black Barbies got a chance to be princesses, beautiful natural hair, and nobody thinks a Barbie is ugly. What is that saying to women of color? And I don't just mean black women. I mean women that are Hispanic, women that are of a darker shade. Does it stop there? That Barbie can do anything and be anybody? Yes, Barbie can be black too. So Mattel decided to represent Barbie not just in one color, but several colors. In fact, when I went to look for specific Barbies, I noticed that they had transformed the Barbies from when I was a kid. They had done that. Here I am, a 57-year-old grown woman, and I started to realize that. Do you realize that the stigma of you being able to do anything and everything is possible? You know, women are not just staying home. Women are adventurous. There are women who work. There are women who have careers. Being a mom is a career. But what if Mattel had have just stopped there? I saw Barbie as the first black president. I'm going to leave that right there. And I thought, wow, wow, wow. Now you won't find that everywhere. I'm going to tell you right here and right now. But even for a woman to know that she can be better than she was the day before represents change. And I got to tell you, it's an honor to be able to talk about Barbie this way. Because to so many women, she is a reminder of either childhood or representative of yourself. You know, I used to always wonder, why do people say, I want them to look like me? And then I really thought about it. What does that mean? That you want a Barbie that looks like you? Well, that can mean a lot of things. One of the things I really thought about was you wanted a Barbie to represent your culture, your beliefs. And before I bought you this, I watched a Barbie documentary. Catch it on Prime Video. And I found things of interest, things that I hadn't even known, Barbies of different cultures. Now, when Trish and I go into things, we go into things as a matter of fact. So you can check our facts. Check them. Barbie has all these careers. Barbie has even made many movies. Now, as you sit in your life and you think about something that you want to do in life, something that you want to be. And I started with helping women understand that they too can get out of a domestic violence situation. And here's why I did that, because many women feel stuck. They feel like if they leave that situation, they can't make it. I'm pausing for a second to help every woman virtually think about it. Men have to think about it too. As we've already covered for the year, men who are in situations, there's nothing impossible. You are possible. You can indeed survive. No one says you have to stay. It is your choice. Real women of the world in our real world have beaten the odds. No pun intended. They have overcame, jumped over, been through, and they are out there telling other women they too can survive. Everyone has a different way of how they're going to approach things. I want you to know that Mattel didn't make a mistake to not create Barbie as a defeated doll. When that statement of Barbie can be and do anything happen, that is a strong sign. You know, when the movie Barbie came out, everybody had on a Barbie shirt. But here's what I'd like to see women and their girls have. Barbie can do and be anything. Because, see, some of you are wearing that shirt, but you don't believe that it's possible about yourself. And I wish that these shirts come out that say that. It was cute that when people went to the movies, girls dressed in cute little outfits. But here's something I want to tell you. If Barbie can be and do anything, are you less than that? Many of you want to see the movie. I did not, but I'll tell you something. Barbie represents each and every woman living. As you look at your life, and as I look at my life and Trish looks at her life, ask yourself, if Barbie can do anything and be anything, why should you choose less? Starting with your own life, because that's where it starts from. Barbie can be a beautiful princess. Barbie can be a camper on a campsite. Barbie can drive the best of cars. Barbie can be an astronaut. You name it, you got it. So to me, what Barbie represents to me is speaking to every woman out there. Every woman out there. I have, as Trish, you already know, you know that I have started a hobby of looking for particular Barbies, and they're on my desk to remind me of possibilities. It is possible for you to change for the better, not be perfect. It is possible that you can master the goal of being something, somebody, someone. I'm going to repeat that again. Come a little closer. It is possible that you can be something, somebody, someone. Sometimes we challenge ourselves to find out just who we are. I want you, the next time that you're in any store where they're selling Barbies, to just walk down the aisle and imagine yourself being Barbie. What would you like to do? What would you like to be? A lot of women feel down on themselves. And yet, you don't even realize that you are strong. You don't even realize that you are braver than most. From what you've been through, from your experiences, I talk to every living and breathing woman. And I bid you please to instill in your daughters what they can be. Today is a day to recognize that women have become very powerful. And if you don't think that that's true, open your Bible and look at what Eve did. But that's a different subject. But I just want you to know that you women have extreme power, but you gotta use it in the right way. Yeah, sure. Men look at us as powerful tools, but we must let them know that we are more than just sex objects. We actually have feelings. We actually have so much power to empower other people. How dare you allow anyone to make you feel any differently? Long years ago, women were known to be barefoot in the kitchen and pregnant. Is there anything wrong with that? Because I actually like barefoot feet. I actually feel that every woman who is experiencing bringing a baby into the world, it's something beautiful. And if you love to cook, that's a beautiful thing. So we're not going to pass judgment, but what we are going to say is that women have been so much more than just that. For every woman hearing this, I'm going to ask you to do something very important today, and that is to pass this podcast. When you see it stream, when you see it on YouTube, I'd love for you to tag every woman that you know. No matter her size, her color, her preference of belief, I want you to tag every woman that you know. Your mother, your aunts, your nieces, your grandmothers, your daughters, every woman that you know. Because this is an important message. If you feel like it is impossible to change something that you can do better, just go and read Barbie's story. And Trish, didn't I say that I was going to bring this story? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I said I would bring this story to you all. And why am I doing that? Because I know that Barbie is inspirational. You know, every girl's dream is to live like Barbie does. But really, you could have a life like that. You could have a life where you're growing up, you're choosing to do positive things, you are making inspiration, you are being able to impact lives. Imagine that. If one doll can do that, and we don't even have to put her name on it, we still know who it is. How many of you knew who it was with the picture in the background that we see? Did you, Trish?
Yes, I did.
Before you listened to the song of today. Did you? Before you listened to the song today? Hello?
I'm here. No, I didn't know who it was until I listened to the song.
Yeah. But it's Barbie. Representation. I did not know before I watched the documentary that there were dolls that had the headscarves. You know, a lot of women in different countries wear head coverings. I didn't know there was a Barbie like that because I've never seen it until I watched this
There
documentary.
is?
Yeah, yeah. There's even Barbies in wheelchairs. It's so amazing when you think about how far women have come today. How far have you come? Or are you just sitting there wanting to get out of your domestic violent relationships, your abusive relationships? Or do you just feel hopeless that you'll never be in a relationship because of the next guy? I mean, Ken and Barbie's relationship have lasted for over some 50 years. Think about that. What can you do? Tuesday's transformation is about women and empowering other women. Because we learn from examples. You know, when I thought about Barbie and I thought about, wow, you know, they are really working hard to accept culture, diversity, uh, ethnicity. They're working hard. What does that mean? That Mattel had the responsibility to show a diversion of Barbies. Not just one color, one kind, but to show Barbies that look like us or that look like you. If Cabbage Patch can do it, Barbie can do it and have done it. We celebrate you, Barbie, because you are saying impact to every woman living. It's so amazing. We want to hear from women that have been empowered. Maybe you didn't get the chance to play with a Barbie. I listened to one woman who said her mother couldn't afford Barbies. So her friend, after the Barbies were old, her friend gave her all her Barbies that she had played with. And I thought, that was nice. That's how you look at that. So we know that everybody didn't have the experience. Where Barbie was in my home, I had the experience, but I'd rather go play with paper dolls because baby dolls were scary to me. But I had the experience. And we play with these dolls, we dream up storylines for them. My other sister would play with Barbies for a very long time, quietly, for hours. What have we dreamed up for ourselves? What do you see yourself doing in the next year, the next 6 months, or even in the next 5 years? Let's even bring it a little closer. What do you see yourself changing, doing something better today that you didn't do yesterday? You know, there's always opportunity for that. You know, like a smile. If you were grumpy yesterday, you could smile today. Or if you had someone on your mind and you didn't get a chance to call them, but you're going to do it today, those are changes that you're making better. You know, my life is so busy. I actually, yesterday, I had to do some things and I stopped and I was able to get them done. And I felt good because they actually got done. But then I stopped to call someone that I hadn't called. It's been a minute. And I said, hey, you've been on my mind for 2, 3 days. And when my mind is like that, I want to reach out. This isn't my personal life. Because sometimes by you doing that, you may help a person get inspired. You never know what people are thinking and feeling and why you're given the direction to call them when you did. You know? See, Barbie calls up Skipper and Chelsea and all her friends, but we get the opportunity to do that in real life. You know, perhaps it's somebody that you haven't reached out to. Grandma, grandpa. And we're talking about the people that make you feel inspirational. Not people that are negative, because I'm not going to encourage you to do that. I want to encourage you, though, to keep empowering other people. Barbie has come a long way. And you know something? The name has never changed. We all know who it is. I want women to be able to think about and be able to translate it and transform it into something positive. I only wish that the movie Barbie would have sent a real message to women. I felt, and this is in my opinion, that because Barbie is so popular, that it should have been empowering girls and women everywhere. It was a little corny to me. However, people liked it. But I wish Mattel would have insisted on the message that it was sending. Because there's a lot of women out there. And you might have a Barbie in your home because you have maybe collected them. You have maybe had your little girls, they play with them. But I want you to look at your own life and I want you to ask yourself, what can you do to empower people? What can you say to empower people? Because Barbie has impacted people all around the world. They had a Barbie convention, never knew that. And there were girls and women. And I'm so happy that the message is sent to so many diversities of women, crossing the boundary so that all women understand that they too are possible. You are possible. You know, the shirt should have had, I could think of so many ways they could have done Barbie. You know, the word impossible, making it pink with a Barbie stamp saying, I'm possible. Sending that kind of message. For every woman that is listening to this podcast, do us a favor, send us pink hearts and let us know. Give us your opinion, how you feel about this, because we're hoping that this Transformation Tuesday will bring you impact. You know, many girls are impacted by the first woman in their lives. So many of us. The first woman in our life was our mother, impacting us. The things that mom has said to me have stayed with me for a lifetime. Be strong. I believe in you. You're going to do something better than I've ever done. You're strong. You've got to go out there and face the world. I want you to try harder. You can be anything you want to be, as my mother would often tell me and still tells me to this very day. So Barbie just didn't get those words and pull them out of a hat. Somebody said that. Now, when you look at your mother, the first woman in your life, what has she said? And mind you, some of us may not have mothers who are living, but the most positive woman in your life, you think about that. I had some positivity, and someone gave me a card, and they said to me, "You are incredibly strong." Sometimes you don't even recognize the strength that you have in the power of your brain or your hands because you've been through so much. And what are you trying to do? You're just trying to get through it. And some of us have done it without even thinking that we had to do it. We just did it. So if you are that woman, I'm telling you. And those were the things that my mother said about me. What about your mom or your aunt? My aunt, one of them, because I love all my aunts and uncles. My aunt wrote me a beautiful text. "I'm so proud of you," she says. "Now I can brag about you. You have your own radio station. You have your podcast. I am so glad you are my niece." What beautiful words of encouragement that women can empower other women from. Think about that. What we can do. Stop tearing down women. Some cultures cannot stand to see another woman do something good, do something great, do something positive. Embrace that. What can you learn from it? And some of us, from our own ethnic backgrounds, hate to see other women who may resemble us or look just like us empower each other. Why do we do that to each other? I've always wondered that. Why are we doing that to each other? We're going to be right back as you think about that question. And we're going to give it a little break here. And we're going to be right back. We're back. is it that some ethnic backgrounds refuse to let women rise above? We see that and they say, who does she think she is? Or what is she trying to do? Or we're rolling our eyes. We should be ever so glad that we women are rising above. Not mad because someone has something that you could have had you been of that mindset. You maybe could have done it and done it better. Instead of cheering them on, we refuse to clap for them. We refuse to acknowledge that they're doing something great. Let's be real in real life. Let's see women for what they are, and you men, stop. And sometimes it's the other way around, as we've already acknowledged. Go back to our series earlier in the year about men and their emotions. So I'm not picking on men, but I want you men to think about something. Gracing your woman with gratitude. Gracing your women with dignity. Gracing your women with the power to be able to be that strong woman. Because she isn't going to be strong if you're not allowing her to be just that. It's okay for her to be strong. It's okay for her to think about her own ideas. It's okay to let her experience joy in her life and to entrust her with the ability to be and feel trustworthy. We've embraced Barbie in our life. We have understood Barbie's movement for some 60 years, or have we? Or have we missed the point? You know, I was talking to you, Trish, if you'll recall, about Barbie's Disney princess. You know, Disney is very strict, and I appreciate that. The princess that I got, you can't take off her clothes. And why do I say that? Because Barbie is well formed, more than any other doll I've ever known. And understand that the makers were doing that so that these girls could actually play with a doll. You know, I used to see, you go in thrift stores right now and you see Barbies unclothed. Put some clothes on. Now I'm going to talk to you women that are walking around thinking that you're cute. Your body is something that is special. But yet, many of you share it with the world. Grace yourself with the decency to be beautiful in your own skin. And I appreciate every woman who thinks and knows she's beautiful or feels beautiful. But if you're dressing provocatively, that's your choice. But I'm going to tell you what it signifies to every person looking at you is, do you respect yourself? If you want respect, be respect. Speaking of all the naked dolls I've seen in Barbie, you go to the thrift store, that's all you see. So it was kind of neat to find Barbies with clothes on. Let it speak loud, volumely to you that you can be more than you've ever thought you could be. We're going to be right back with Trisha's Treasures. We'll be right back. We're back with Trisha's Treasures. Trish?
When I was younger, I had Barbies as well, but when the clothes, when you play with dolls, the clothes wear out if you had them for so long. And so when I saw that the clothes were wearing out, I would make my own clothes for the dolls. Like, I would take the odds and ends out of my mom's odds and ends basket, and I would create my own dresses for my dolls. Or when she didn't have any odds and ends, I would create the dress or any outfit from out of construction paper. So I'll create the shirt first, and then I'll be creative with it and put star stickers on the dolls and things like that. And that allowed me to think outside of the box. And I always thought that, should I care that my doll's dress is wearing out and she needs a new one and she needs a refresher? I did. I cared because I didn't see my Barbies like that. I didn't see my dolls as worn out and like that. And I always thought that they needed something new, something refreshing to wear. And when I think about that, I feel like it matches with self-esteem. Like, I don't see myself as someone who deserves to worn out clothes or is someone that is just not carrying herself well. I don't see myself like that. I see myself as me, who I am. And the great thing about Barbies, like we said, is you can be anything, is they can be anything. And I I see that as who I can be. Instead of saying I can be a doctor or a lawyer, which I can if I wanted to, if I set my mind to it, I can say things like I can be confident, I can be bold, I can be brave, I can be intelligent, I can be all these things. And there's no limitations to what I can be. I can be creative. There's so much things that I know that I can be. And a lot of that was instilled during my childhood with playing with dolls, playing with Barbies, because sometimes I would look at my Barbie dolls and I would say, she doesn't need a dress. I want her to have pants. So I would take the other doll, switch clothes with the other dolls. While the other doll had on a sparkly dress, I would switch the other doll's outfit with the other doll. And it satisfied me because I was like, you know what? She doesn't always need to wear a dress. You know, she looks great in pants and the sneakers that the other doll had on. And I actually, during the podcast, I actually looked up the Barbie in a wheelchair, and I can see it. It's like on my computer screen right now. And I am in awe because I did not know that they did that. Like, I'm so fascinated by that. And it's in different, ethnicities, like we were talking about. And that inspired me. I was like, you know what? They hit the nail on the head with that one. Like, they they didn't think of one segment of what a woman is or what is normal or something. They hit the point where there are different kinds of women. There are women that are disabled and can't walk and that are in a wheelchair, but still they are beautiful. And there are women that are in a wheelchair, but they're just as beautiful. Like, they didn't make the wheelchair Barbie look different from the Barbie that can walk, that's able to walk. They didn't make it look different. The only difference is it's the wheelchair. That's the only difference, but they're all just equally as beautiful as the other. And like I said, it has a lot to do with self-esteem and how high is your self-esteem or how low is your self-esteem, and how do you see yourself or view yourself. And remember that um there's no limitations to who you can be. It's all a choice. You can be You can be an actress, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be all these things. All you have to do is think about the choice of changing the mindset of, can I do this? Or this is impossible. Like, how can I do that? Changing the mindset from this is impossible to, like we said, that I am possible, that I'm possible. And it's so important to do that because if you think you can do it, you can do it. And you will continue to do it because you feel in your heart, you say it in your mind that I'm possible and I can do it. So I hope you guys found inspiration with this topic today about Barbie and empowering yourselves in what you can be and what you will be.
Wow, she gets me every time. Trisha's Treasures. Real lion power. If you want more of Trisha's Treasures, you can hashtag it or look for her on our YouTube page for more of Trisha's Treasures. And Trish has been honored with, excuse me, making her own music very creative. Look for that too. Trish, you can put your information in. What we want you all to understand is that Barbie can do and be anything in real life. Put your name there. If today you need that enlightenment, I want you to write that for yourself. You can choose, you can be, you can do anything. Most of all, if you are still thinking about how to get out of a domestic violence situation, here's the number: 1-800-799-7233. What's the three-digit number, Trish? We need to make sure they have that.
It's
We want
988.
to say that one more time.
988.
988. We want to empower you. We want to send transformation. We want to thank everybody all year long for listening to us. We've had people from Russia, United States, United Kingdom, all over the world. People are listening to us, men and women alike. We thank you for this. I'm asking you, please tag this podcast to every woman that you know. We are on stream everywhere. We also are on YouTube. Send us pink hearts when you listen. We want all pink hearts as we think about women who empower women. That's the theme of our show today. Women empowering women. Thank you for listening, and this is your Transformation Tuesday. We'll see you next time on Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. I'd like to say thank you to my amazing, beautiful co-host who is always giving ideas, always accepting of what we'd like to do, and always very helpful. Thank you, Trish, from the bottom of my heart. I brought this idea to Trish not knowing how I was going to do it, and there you are, Trish. I always have these ideas, and I never know what order I'm going to put them in, but the years coming out are going to be done with. I mean, we're in November, guys and girls, and I want to make sure that we are hard hitting, that we impact your life so much that you're due for a change. Acknowledge that and be graceful with it. Be kinder to yourself. I challenge you to think about women who are empowering other women. Have a good Tuesday as you transform for something that you can change or be.